Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. In studio, we have a very special guest. I think a lot of people know her, know what she does, and will really get a lot out of what she has to talk about. So I know for sure that she's a wife and a mom to some awesome people. And also, she is the Vice President of Membership Coordination at the Rutherford County Chamber of Commerce. And that is Kelli Beam. So, Kelli, thank you for being here.
Of course. You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thanks for inviting me.
Of course.
This is a neat little space you have here.
It's a lot of fun. It's
yeah,
a lot of fun.
I can see that.
So before we get too far into Rutherford County and all the amazing stuff it has, tell me a little bit about you, family, and
all the good stuff about me.
Who they are, what they do, and all that kind of great stuff, because you have some pretty special people in your life.
Yeah, I do. I am originally from Dixon, which is just west of Nashville. But my husband, Jason, and I have been married 26 years.
Wow.
Crazy. And the funny thing is, we lived in Nashville for a little bit, and then we moved to Rutherford County 22 years ago.
Okay.
Right at it, something like that. Yeah. 22 years ago. And we love it.
Yeah.
My husband's from Tullahoma, so that made a really wonderful medium, or in the middle for us, no pun intended.
Yeah.
But it really did make a great middle space for us to be to where we were close enough to both sides of our families, but we're able to create a new life of our own. So yes, Jason, my husband, he is an administrator and runs outpatient surgery centers for USPI, and he has a center up in Mount Juliet, Providence Surgery Center. And then I have two kiddos, Drew, who is 22, and he's doing his big kid job now, playing with the Kansas City Royals organization, and went to UT and all the fun stuff with him. So we've had an exciting few years of baseball. Yeah.
And I know everybody here loves that. I won't hold him against it.
I know. It's okay.
It's tough.
I know.
But it's your kid, so I'm never going to,
It is totally tough for some people, but they can be Drew Beam fans. So that's
right.
always I ask them just to follow our kids, because I will tell you, just having that support from folks over the years has been amazing, and really proud of that. And then he has a little sister, our daughter Carly, 17. Oh, those of you who have teenage daughters, yes. Oh, my goodness. She's awesome as well. She's a senior this year.
I was going to say, senior year, right?
Senior year. So we're going into that. So that's been already off to a great start. We'll have our first football game this weekend. She is the cheer manager for her cheer team at Blackman High School there in Murfreesboro. And but we're both the kids. Drew graduated and Carly will this next year. So
that's awesome.
So
that's awesome.
Been very excited about just some opportunities but all the opportunities that our kids have received and had the opportunity to take advantage of in our community, and then also just in their worlds that they live in.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So what got you involved with the chamber to start with? Was it just a job, or how did you kind of get into the role you're in? Because, I haven't been a member for 22 years, but everybody knows who you are, what you do, and so many businesses are incredibly appreciative and always talk about how great you treat them.
Thank you, and I appreciate that. Interesting enough, whenever I came to Rutherford County, I didn't know anyone.
Wow. Okay.
Shocking.
That is shocking.
Shocking. That's what everybody says. They're like, you're lying. I literally probably may have known two people that, we were acquaintances and knew of each other and stuff like that, but not really, and I'd visited back whenever I was in college, friends that went to MTSU and things like that, but never really stayed around.
Yeah.
When we moved there, I didn't know anyone. We found our church. We found our neighborhood. Then we found our church. And that was really important to us to find a place to kind of connect with, because I didn't know anybody. Drew at that point was 1.
Wow.
Almost 1.5, he would turn 2 that next February. And it was, I just was like, I've got to find people.
Yeah.
I was working for a company selling insurance at the time, some workforce stuff, and that just was not my gig. Found out real quick. And a friend called and said, hey, I'm opening up a branch for a staffing agency. And he said, why don't you talk to me about if that's something you might be interested in helping me out with? I was like, okay, sure. So I opened a branch for the staffing agency there, and that's actually where I really kind of got involved with the chamber, because I really needed to understand what the community was about, right?
Yeah.
So I called and sat down with a lady. Her name's Joelle Cannon. She and I got connected. She was a diplomat at that time.
Yeah.
And I started getting involved and started being a member, and then had the opportunity to be a diplomat and started as a diplomat.
Wow.
Then I was at that company, and everybody needs to get let go from a job. And I think it builds character. Yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, Ann Hensley, who was in this job before me, we had become really good friends at this point, and we had been talking, and she knew that I was kind of looking for something different. Well, I called her the next day, and I was like, Ann, I've lost my job. I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't do it to their specifications of what they liked.
Sure.
So, and that's okay. But I called her, and she goes, don't worry about it. I've got something for you. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's great. This is February-ish. And by May 1st, I actually became the very first membership account executive for the chamber.
Very cool.
And that was pretty amazing, because I didn't know how much that was going to change my life. Not only just for professionally, but personally, but just because coming into a community that you don't know of, it's overwhelming, right? And I had a small child. My husband's trying to get his surgery center up and going in Smyrna there. I mean, because he was running that one at the time. That's what brought us really to this area.
Yeah.
And so that was a big deal.
Yeah, I bet. I think it's so interesting that you mentioned, one job to the next, because people think I've done mortgages since I was a little kid, because I have done it almost 30 years, but I fell into mortgages because I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. And I was working for a smaller mom and pop vending company, filling up vending machines 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, pick up the truck, run the route, go to like Home Depot and
all the
different places like that, fill up the vending machines. Don't talk to anybody. Maybe a wave. Hey. And I kind of loved it. I'm like, I don't have to talk to people. This is,
my husband would love that job.
Yeah, I wasn't a big talker at all. And people are like, how'd you get in the mortgage business? And I'm always like, completely happenstance. I mean, it was like, got out of that job because they sold out to Canteen, which is a big national company of vending machines. They've been in business 45 years, and they sold out, and they said, we're taking all of the assets except for the employees. Sorry, good luck. And it was just, it was literally overnight that we found out about that, that the owner had sold the company, and he's a good guy and everything. He'd been in it a long time. Yeah. But didn't relay any warnings. It was just like, hey, this has happened and we're done. And I actually reached out to a church member at that time that worked for a headhunting service. And, she had me take a couple tests, and she's like, yeah, you need to be in sales. And I just started laughing.
You're like, I don't talk to people.
I literally avoid people. I go to places in the morning, wave at them, and keep going to the next place. So it was hilarious. And then I said, let's take some more tests. So took a few more tests, and she's like, yeah, you definitely need to be around people, around sales. And I just thought, this is crazy, because a lot of people I went to high school where they're like, you barely spoke. So it was just funny these years later that I talk every day, and I'm sitting here talking about this stuff. It's so wild, but you don't know what God has planned for you.
Absolutely.
Where he puts you. Yeah. And like, I wouldn't have dreamed I was going to do this, but I love it. Yeah. I love, watching people thrive, build wealth, get into homes for the first time, whether they're 21 years old or they're 91 years old. And it's so great. So I think it's cool that, you didn't go like, you know what I want to be when I grow up? I'm going to be the VP.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I really didn't know. And the crazy thing is, we at the office talk about it a lot, just of where we've come in that time. Because whenever I came in, I really, I was just trying to get my feet wet. Like, I was doing everything Ann told me to do. She had never had a membership coordinator, and she had never had a not membership coordinator, membership person, like going out and doing sales. And I didn't even have an office. We were in the old American Red Cross, where the American Red Cross is now. And we were in that building just on the top floor, plus
Okay.
had a big meeting space. We were crammed into that building.
Wow.
And so when we've now been in the new building 15 years, the new building 15 years.
Yeah. Still looks new.
Yeah. And
It's
so,
beautiful.
but like I was working out of my house. I didn't know how to work. I mean, that's like, I didn't know how to work out of my house. I'd never really worked out of my house because I'd always had offices, you know, from other jobs that I've had,
Yeah.
you know, working in a space.
So you were kind of developing the position that they gave you with them as you go.
Absolutely. And they didn't know what to expect either.
Yeah.
So the interesting part was the day I started, I had a gallbladder attack and ended up having my gallbladder out the next day.
Oh, there's some timing.
So yeah, that was real great. And then came back 2 weeks later because, you know, I had to rest and they wouldn't let me out and I was going to be in and out of cars and all that stuff. Well, whenever I came back, about 2 months later, I found out we're pregnant with Carly.
Oh my gosh.
And at the time, Steve Benefield was our chamber president. He was like, "Do you really want to work here?" I was like, "I promise I do." It even more interesting that next December-ish, I think it was, Anne had decided that she had been there 8 years. She had decided that she was going to leave and go into real estate.
Oh.
Now, my daughter was born in February of 2008.
Okay.
What
And this was
happened?
the December before?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what happened in 2008?
Yeah.
We had a little
Yeah.
recession.
A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Couple
And
things
so
happened.
for her to leave during that was a big step of faith for herself.
Sure.
But then also, I just remember Stephanie telling me, "Do you want somebody coming in here?" Because she had asked me to take over the job. And I was like, "I don't know. I've got a new baby. I got a new one on the way.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know how to do this job." And she was like, "But do you want somebody else telling you what to do?" And I was like, "Ugh." That got me.
Yeah.
So it was
Way to
very,
make sense.
yeah, way to make sense. But oh my goodness. So I came on after I came back from maternity leave, went through Leadership Rutherford with the chamber. I was also very blessed to be able to have a designation. It's called Institute for Organizational Management. It's chamber executives from all across the country that come together and really talk about the struggles and the things that they do within chambers. And I was able to get it was a 4-year designation.
Wow, that's cool.
4 summers that I got to do that. So that was real interesting.
Yeah. And on that topic, not to get too far off of that, but I think there's so many people, I don't know how many people like myself, I didn't really even know what the Chamber of Commerce did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Like I've heard that term and I'm sure a lot of people that own businesses and stuff totally get it.
Yeah.
But I mean, what's a basic, description of what the Chamber of Commerce is, what it's there for, why it benefits you, that kind of,
Well, and a lot of people ask that, and I always like for people to ask because it justifies my job, right? But the other thing is, really, it is back in the day, there weren't a lot of organizations out there. Now there's an organization on every block, right?
Sure.
I mean, there's a different networking group, there's a different this, there's a different that. And of course, with technology, as what we're using now, there's so many other ways to connect. And so, as you can imagine, chambers have had to change as well. Our mission is to promote economic development and quality of life to benefit all residents of Rutherford County.
Gotcha.
So we do that in a lot of different ways: economic development, workforce development, chamber-specific networking, and then tourism. So those are our big 4 things that we do. But realistically, your chamber is there to kind of be, for us, we're a liaison between our schools, making sure that our businesses and our schools talk because they don't always know how to connect with each other. We connect other business owners together because you can be in these 4 walls, and that's great and wonderful. But these 4 walls can only do what these 4 walls can do.
Yeah.
You've got to be able to get out and meet people. So we become the connector in a lot of ways, as opposed to just an organization you give money to. We are a membership organization. We do ask that people join up because we're going out and recruiting businesses into Rutherford County.
Yeah.
We're going out and helping businesses connect with each other and make sure that they stay in relationship with each other. I mean, you're learning,
Big time.
just as a diplomat, what that can mean, just understanding what other businesses are.
Yeah.
Because again, these 4 walls can only do what these 4 walls can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unless you're taking the time to really go out, which you typically aren't because you're busy trying to do your job,
Right.
we create some opportunities for you.
Yeah. Y'all do.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me because I guess I did Leadership Rutherford in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a little while. And then that little thing called COVID happened in between there.
Yeah.
And then became a diplomat a couple of years ago. And I was floored with Leadership Rutherford, and I'm floored with even just like ribbon cuttings or business
Right.
after hours, all that kind of stuff, because I guess some of myself came out when I got into the mortgage business,
Right.
but part of it didn't. I was much happier just staying in my office, processing loans, doing all that kind of
Right.
stuff. And then I go out and I'm like, I live in Rutherford County.
Yep.
And I think probably, I don't know how many trips out we made in Leadership Rutherford, but 9 of the 10 places we went, I didn't know existed.
You didn't even know.
Or didn't know I had access to them, that I could figure out what they did or how they worked, or I had a misconception of what they did. And then I went to that day and thought, oh my gosh, yeah. And I found out how many people it takes to run stuff, to do stuff.
Right.
Businesses that we go to for ribbon cuttings, you get to know what the actual story is of the people, why they're opening that
Right.
business instead of just driving by.
Yeah.
You know, like you say, it's so incredible to hear like all the different cultures, the ethnicities,
Right.
everybody we have
Right.
in
Diverse.
this one county.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing to me.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the things that we get to do and provide for you guys is really that, because again, I know I say that a lot, that we, you would not stop into this place if you weren't told to or asked to come. And now you've opened up yourself to knowing and your knowledge. And as someone that deals with your clients, you become such a valuable resource, because next time you have a family that's like, oh, we're looking for this type of grocery store. Well, we just opened up Delicious Market,
Yeah.
and you know that you could go over there and find pretty much anything, all kinds of brands of different food, or, whether it be a restaurant, whether it be, just a school, like we had a cosmetology school, they come in, all those different things that, again, it just gives you more tools in your tool belt to be able to walk into your clients, to be able to speak to them, to really talk about what's, important to them.
And you wouldn't think about it otherwise. So with clients, it's great. I can tell them landmarks, or I can tell them little places they try. It makes, they're like, wow, I can't believe all the stuff he knows about this.
Right.
And then on a personal level, I'll have a ribbon cutting, or I'll go somewhere and I'll tell my wife, like, hey, this weekend I want to go.
Right.
I want to take you
I
over
want to
here and
go
show you
back
this
over
place.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm like, you got to see it. You didn't get to go to the ribbon cutting.
Right.
I want to take you to this restaurant. I want to show you this grocery store. I want to, my daughter's a hairstylist.
Oh, yeah.
And she went to Paul Mitchell. So I'm like, hey, there's this other place. There's, just different stuff. Like, do you know anybody that went to that school? Do you know anybody that came out of there? So it creates all this conversation, all this different
and
stuff.
Just good conversation.
Yeah.
And again, you look like a valuable resource to those business or those people, especially those who are coming into our community. If you look at, we're growing 20 people a day into Rutherford County.
Wow.
And so with that said, that a majority of them are not from Tennessee or even in this area. So they're coming in and they're like, okay, this is great. What all is going on? Being able to tell people about, Smyrna has, the night 5K, and then, or they've got depot days, or down the things down on the square, the concert series to the farmers market, all those different things. You just look like you're a much more trusted resource, even at that.
And it's really easy for people moving in to retract and
Absolutely.
not want to put themselves out there. But if somebody can let them know, hey, this is going on, that's going on, then it just makes them more comfortable. They start to meet somebody at Depot Days that also is at one of the concerts that night. And it just starts to build that community.
Yep. It does. And we're so blessed because of it. So I'm very thankful that my kids got to grow up and get to understand what community looks like. It's
really cool.
Yeah.
So kind of back and forth question here. So what is your absolute favorite thing about the chamber that you do in the chamber?
Well, it's definitely the people.
Mm-hmm.
I have been so blessed not only with friendships, relationships, support. A lot of people, that know me know that we've had needed support for our daughter, Carly, who has SMA, spinal muscular atrophy. And we've done lots of events over the years I've been able to build a relationship with people that want to support her and my son as well. Even whenever he wears that orange, I know. But, I think it's just the people. That's probably the thing I'm most proud of is the relationships that I built with those folks, and knowing that on any given day I can call on people and people would be there for me and be able to help me kind of navigate if I'm having something going on that I needed help with.
For me, being a diplomat just for a little bit of time, I think it's so cool how the people make you have this, like, I call it a good accountability. Yeah. Like in my head, I don't want to miss a meeting. Like if the team's having lunch, I feel terrible.
Because your team will shame you. And I'm kidding. Who's your team leader?
Wes.
Oh yeah. Wes will get you.
Yeah. So, but every time I go, like if my schedule's kind of really crazy because mortgages definitely ebb and flow. Right now. And so I can't be at everything. When I'm at a lunch, I'm like, oh my God, that was so great. Like it's like any kind of thing that you go to, you always take one little thing or two little things with you every time. So it's like you have this like, oh, I don't want to miss, and like I don't know if everybody can be at every single thing.
It's like FOMO.
Yeah.
It's definitely FOMO.
Yeah. I wonder what they're talking about. I wonder who they're, or who's at the chamber at this thing, who's at the ribbon cutting, what's their story, so.
Well, I have that. I mean, and especially the last few years when we were traveling so much with Drew, like there were times that we would have stuff that I would plan and I wouldn't get to be there. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Yeah. It was hard, because I love that piece of it because I'm always thinking about how do we make people grow who they are. Not only their business, they have to do that. I can't do their business for them. But if I can sit and connect you with somebody, especially if there's a group that's moved here from Florida. Well, I know like they want to talk. They get together because that for some reason that's a trusted, source. Yeah, sure. People, or you're from this space, or you're from here, or you went to college here. All those different things. But if I know that, and then I help connect them, like my job's done. Yeah. I'm so excited. My job is done.
That's cool.
But it gets up here, and I got to let it out somehow. So it makes it nice to be able to connect people. Gotcha. Which is super fun.
So I just a couple of years being around you a little bit and a lot. I feel like there's this tagline that walks around everywhere you go. I don't know if you created it or it's just something you've pushed out about, a way to have more friends and be more active. Something about, meeting 5
new people every day. It's so important to explore your space in this community. When you push yourself to meet 5 new people, you really will be shocked at what that can turn into. Could be turning into your next client. Could be turning into your next friend. It could be somebody that you needed on a day that you didn't know you needed them. Yeah. And, we've all had days where we just needed somebody to sit and listen to us. And they may be able to speak into us or pray with us or whatever it may be that you just needed, right? But they also could tell your story. What if they had somebody that they needed to connect you with? Yeah. They know a friend that needs a mortgage. Well, hey, I just met this guy. Yeah. It kind of goes both ways. So it really is so important to meet those 5 new people. I know I've been pressing that at ribbon cuttings lately because I see so many people go to the same people that they know.
Yeah, I'm guilty of it.
I know you are, but it is comfort, and I promise you, I've done that for years as well. But I continue to push myself to get outside of that constraint of comfort. Yeah, because we know when we're not comfortable, we grow, right?
Absolutely.
So I put 5 because it's just as easy to give a good handshake. It's 5, it's that connectivity. Whenever you do that, you feel like you've been successful within that event. You feel like that, I've got something out of that.
Yeah. Yeah. You weren't just showing up to check a box. Right. You've opened up some doors that could potentially help somebody or help you.
And those 5, it'll take you 5 minutes to also go back and send them an email or send them a text and say, it was great meeting you.
Sure.
Do not stick them on a mailing list or you will get in trouble.
Spam.
Do not spam them. But you can take 5 minutes, a minute per person, and just send a quick email to them. Great meeting you. I would love to catch up with you again. Or if you need anything, here's my contact information. Yeah. It's easy, and it starts building what people, that pipeline of folks that just know, and you're building a brand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, all the things, as far as you've heard all the stuff, but that repetition of meeting 5 new people, life-changing.
Yeah, it's huge.
It is.
Yeah. I'm getting more comfortable.
Good. Slowly. Well, come stand by me. If I'll push somebody. You. I will say I love my wallflowers because I love seeing just the light bulb go off, or the that wasn't that bad. Mm-hmm. Just the release of I can do this.
Sure.
I love doing it. Like it's one of my favorite things is to walk into a room and go, okay, let me see how quickly I can get to go, how quickly I can get to know people.
That's cool.
Because people want to talk about themselves, right?
They do.
I mean, like I asked you, I was like, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And you're like, I was like, I don't care what we talk about. I can talk about anything.
Yeah.
I'll find something to talk about just because I want to build a relationship with you. Yeah. And so same thing with this is like, I really kind of love whenever people are hard to crack.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I'm going to get to this.
Yeah.
I'm going to
watch this happen.
I'm going to find this space that they are so uncomfortable that they got to open up. I'm kind of that person. Because if you're there for a reason, be there for a reason.
Right.
The reason is to meet people.
Yeah.
And to grow your business. So that's what we do. I mean, if I tie that back all in, that's really, we create the opportunities. We promote the things that are going on in the community. Because not always we don't work for the government. We don't work for the cities. Right. We don't work for the county. But we support and we become a great partner, to all those areas. But to our businesses, to our schools, to the residents of Rutherford County that live there, we kind of have the best of all the worlds. I love my job because there's no one else like me.
That's awesome.
So, I'm not, we have mortgage folks.
Sure.
We have real estate. We have all these, but there's not too many that are like me.
Yeah. And
I'm very thankful for that.
That's cool.
Because I really get to tell everybody's story.
Yeah. That's really neat.
And I don't have to play one side or the other. I'm like, let's just talk. Yeah, just talk to everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, kind of wrapping up, is there anything coming up? Well, we're in August now, kind of the last quarter of the year in Rutherford County that's big to know what's going on?
Yeah. So we have our business up before hours, the end of August. It'll be over MTSU at the new Smith Performance Center. And then we will have business before and after hours pretty much every month. We do have our golf tournament coming up on September 10th over at Indian Hills Golf Course. That's going to be a big opportunity. We've sold out.
Congratulations.
Thanks. That's always good. Did that. And then we'll have our business before and after hours are always great. Some smaller events trickled in. Lots of ribbon cuttings. Check out our website, rutherfordchamber.org. Yep. That's a great place. I will put a plug because we're doing a shootout for my daughter. It's a fundraiser on November the 9th. It's actually at the Nashville Gun Club, only because they don't have a space in Rutherford County to be able to host an event like this. We've done it before. She is going to be looking to drive. She has her driver's license, and we're going to raise money for her vehicle to get the hand controls and everything.
That's awesome.
For her to drive as she goes off into college and into her big kid life.
Wow.
So that's pretty amazing. We're super pumped about that. And more information will come out about that really quickly. I'm working on it this week. I've got to get it finalized.
That's great.
But just working on just creating some accessibility freedoms for her that we all want, right?
Absolutely we do.
So she's 17 and ready to ready to hit it.
Yeah,
So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So we'll put some stuff about that when you get it out.
Okay.
And then if anybody's interested business-wise, personally, then
Yep.
is that website the best place to
Yeah,
go for the
yeah.
chamber?
Rutherfordchamber.org. You can always email me, kbeam at rutherfordchamber.org. Come to orientation.
Okay.
That's the best way for people. Every Friday morning, 8:30 to 9:30 at the chamber, 3050 Medical Center Parkway. We have what we call Chamber 101.
Cool.
And it is the easiest, quickest way. 1 hour. Come see me. I'll make it painless, I promise. We're having 10 to 12 people every week.
Wow. That is incredible.
And that's 10 to 12 people now that they get to meet each other. And now as you walk into an event, you're like, oh, I had orientation with that person.
Yeah.
You know, you start building that relationship from the get-go. So I really love having that event every week because you never have to miss out on a lot.
I need to be there more.
Yeah, I mean, it is open to you.
I know.
It is
Just
open
calling
anytime.
myself out here. So
that's
sure.
okay. I wasn't going to call you out,
Yeah,
but
I
I'll
will.
definitely call you out on it. So,
awesome.
but yeah, so or they can just ask me questions.
Cool.
I want to make sure it makes the most sense to you as well. Because if it doesn't make sense and you don't understand it truly, I don't want a membership just for a year. This is a long-term investment into your plan for your business and into the community.
Gotcha. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it.
Of course. Well, thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it.
Hey guys, reach out to the chamber and get involved. As you can tell, Kelli is awesome and has a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Very knowledgeable and one of the most respected persons that I've been around at all in Rutherford County. So go out and meet 5 new people today and have a great day.